What is life if not a game? Why do some walk in peace while others live chained to fear? And how can you, today, unlock the law that turns struggle into supply, loneliness into love, and doubt into faith? Friends, I know your pain. The nights when the bills are higher than your courage, the mornings when your heart feels heavy before your feet even touch the floor. The silent battles you never tell anyone about. You wonder, will it ever change? Is there a way out? Hear me clearly, yes. Florence Scovel Shinn gave us timeless keys, and when you use them, your life will shift in ways you never thought possible. Say it with me now. I am guided. I am provided for. Again, slowly, let it sink in. I am guided. I am provided for. Let those words become your anchor, because the truth is this: you have never been alone, and you have never been cut off from supply. The river of abundance has always been flowing. It was only waiting for you to step into it. Here is my promise to you. Stay with me, and I will show you how her principles are not philosophy for dreamers. They are strategies for daily life. They will touch your finances, heal your relationships, renew your mind, and open doors where walls once stood. So lean in, listen closely. What you are about to hear is not chance. It is your divine appointment. And if you dare to apply it, you will not leave the same. Repeat after me. I walk in endless supply. I am worthy of love and harmony. What is mine by divine right can never be taken from me. I release fear, and I step into faith. Now breathe it in. This isn't wishful thinking. This is law, the law of life. And today you are about to claim it. Your words are not empty sounds. They are seeds planted in the garden of your life. Every sentence you speak is a prophecy waiting to fulfill itself. Friends, listen carefully. Florence Scovel Shinn reminded us that life is not a struggle but a game. And in this game, your word is your wand. Every day you wake up, you carry in your mouth the most powerful instrument of creation. Not your wallet, not your job title, not your past victories or failures, but your words. They form the blueprint of your future. Think about this. How many times in your life have you said, "I'm always unlucky," or "I never get a break"? Perhaps you've whispered to yourself, "I can't afford that," or "Nothing good ever lasts for me." These phrases might seem harmless, but they are not harmless. They are instructions. And the universe, impartial and exact, takes those instructions and begins building a reality to match them. Shinn wrote that your words are like commands to the unseen forces that govern life. When you declare defeat, you invite defeat. When you bless your life with words of faith, you call forth victory. It is not philosophy. It is just as gravity pulls you down when you jump. Your words pull into your life the exact pattern they carry. Words of despair build walls. Words of faith build bridges. Many of us speak carelessly. We sabotage our own lives by declaring lack, sickness, and failure over and over. We mutter, "I'm broke," and wonder why money never stays. We sigh, "I'm so tired," and wonder why strength leaves us. But here is the truth. You are not describing your life. You are prescribing it. Every careless word is a seed, and every seed, watered by repetition, grows. But here lies the twist. The same law that has chained you can set you free. Just as words of despair can build prisons, words of faith can break them wide open. Imagine this. Instead of saying, "I can't," you declare, "I can, and I will," by divine law. Instead of complaining, "I have nothing," you affirm, "Every resource I need comes to me in perfect timing." Say it once and feel a spark. Say it daily and watch your life rearrange itself. Friends, this is not wishful thinking. This is alignment. Life is echo. It repeats what you send into it. Begin today. When fear rises, speak faith. When lack stares you down, speak abundance. When relationships tremble, speak harmony. When your body feels weak, speak strength. Try it right now. Repeat with me. I am guided. I am provided for. I am victorious. Feel the shift. That is your wand in action. The choice is yours. Will your tongue weave chains, or will it craft wings? Speak wisely. Declare boldly, because your word, once spoken, does not vanish, it builds. Play the game of life consciously, and you will find that miracles are not accidents. They are the result of words spoken in faith. So I ask you, what will you declare today? Faith over fear, choosing divine confidence in daily life. Fear is faith turned upside down. It is belief in the power of defeat instead of victory. When you choose faith, you place yourself under the law of miracles. When you choose fear, you imprison yourself in the law of limitation. Let me speak plainly. Life is filled with crossroads. At every one of them, you face two voices, the trembling whisper of fear and the steady call of faith. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that fear is nothing but misplaced faith. Faith in the wrong out. Fear says, something will go wrong. Faith says, everything is working together for my good. Which voice have you been listening to? Think about a time you were paralyzed by fear. Maybe it was about money, the bills stacking higher than your courage. Maybe it was about love, the fear of being left, being betrayed, or being alone forever. Maybe it was about opportunity, a chance so big that fear told you to shrink back. We've all been there. Fear feels so real, it can almost choke the breath out of you. But Shinn's wisdom shatters the illusion. Fear has no true substance. It is only inverted faith, faith misdirected toward shadows. Every time you say, I'm afraid I'll fail, you are unknowingly putting your faith in failure. Every time you say, I'm scared this won't last, you are exercising faith in loss. You are handing over your creative power to the very thing you dread. But here is the challenge. Life responds not to your wishes, but to your dominant belief. And fear, when left unchecked, becomes the loudest belief in the room. That is why so many live bound by invisible chains. Chains they forged themselves with words of doubt and anxious expectation. The moment you choose faith, fear must bow. When you declare, there is no loss in divine mind, fear of lack begins to dissolve. When you affirm, I am divinely guided in every step, fear of wrong choices weaken. When you say, love flows to me and through me, in perfect harmony, fear of loneliness vanishes. Faith is not blind optimism. Faith is vision, seeing beyond appearances into the higher law of life. And here is the impact. When you live by faith, doors open where walls once stood. Money arrives from channels you never imagined. Relationships mend in ways no strategy could have planned. Strength floods into you at the very moment you thought you had none left. Fear shrinks your world, but faith expands it. Fear isolates, but faith connects. Fear drains, but faith renews. Pause with me now and declare aloud, I walk by faith, not by fear. I trust divine law. I expect miracles. Say it again. Feel the resonance in your spirit. That resonance is the sound of chains break. So I ask you, will you continue to feed the shadow of fear, or will you turn your faith into a torch that lights your path? Florence Scovel Shinn left us a blueprint. Play the game of life by faith, and fear loses all its power. The choice is yours, and it is day. Every thought, every word, every reaction is a crossroad. Choose faith, and you choose freedom. Choose faith, and you choose abundance. Choose faith, and you step into the life that was waiting for you all along. Friends, let us leave here today with this vow. I will not let fear speak louder than my destiny. I will play the game of life consciously, by faith, every single day. Scarcity is not truth, it is illusion. Abundance is the eternal law of life. When you align with divine supply, lack disappears, and every need is met in perfect timing. Listen closely, because this may be the most liberating truth you will ever hear. You are not cut off from abundance. You are not separate from supply. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the universe operates under divine law, and within this law there is no lack, no shortage, no poverty. There is only supply, infinite, ceaseless, and perfectly aligned with your needs. Think for a moment about the times you've said to yourself, I can't afford it, or there's never enough. Maybe it was while paying bills, or when opportunities seemed out of reach. Those words felt real, didn't they? The anxiety of not having enough can weigh down the spirit. But here is what Shinn revealed. Lack is not truth, it is belief. It is not law, it is suggestion. Supply, on the other hand, is eternal law, and it cannot run dry. Shinn declared, there is a supply for every demand. Just as air rushes in when you breathe out, supply flows in when you speak faith. This law applies in daily life. If you need money, the law is already in motion to bring it. If you need strength, supply is already on its way. If you need an open door, it exists, but it waits for your recognition. When you say, I always have more than enough, you are tuning your life to the frequency of divine supply. Yet most of us challenge the law without realizing it. We speak lack, we affirm shortage, we align with fear. We look at the bank account and say, this is all I have. But here is the challenge. As long as you speak and think in terms of scarcity, you cut yourself off from supply. You cannot affirm lack and expect abundance. You cannot declare limitation and experience expansion. But the twist is this: you don't have to create abundance, you only have to align with it. The river of supply is already flowing. All you must do is step into it with your words and your faith. Shinn urged us to bless our bills instead of fearing them. Try it. The next time a bill comes, instead of saying, how will I pay this? Declare, this bill is already paid in divine mind. Say, I bless this payment, for it circulates and returns multiplied. In that moment, you shift from fear to alignment, from scarcity to supply. And when you do, you will see the impact. Unexpected income, timely opportunities, doors opening, debts dissolving. Abundance flows when you expect it. Repeat with me. I walk in endless supply. Every resource I need comes to me at the right time, in the right way. I walk in endless supply. Every resource I need comes to me at the right time, in the right way. Feel the truth in those words. Let them become your reality. So I ask you, will you continue to repeat the old story of not enough, or will you begin today to speak the new story of endless supply? Remember this: the law of supply is not waiting to be created, it is waiting to be claimed. Play the game of life consciously, and abundance will not trickle into your life, it will flood it. Every relationship is a mirror. What you bless multiplies, what you curse dissolves. Harmony is not earned, it is declared. And when you declare it, peace enters every connection. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that words are not only powerful in shaping our finances and opportunities, but also in shaping the deepest connections of our lives, our relationships. Whether with family, friends, or partners, harmony is not a fragile accident. It is a spiritual law, one that can be called into daily life with the words we speak. Think of the moments when relationships felt broken, tense, or fragile. Maybe it was a misunderstanding with a loved one, a harsh word spoken in anger, or the silence that grows between people when fear or pride builds a wall. We've all been there. The pain of broken connection can make us feel powerless. But Shinn reminds us, we are never powerless, for the law of harmony is always present. She taught that relationships respond to blessing. When you declare harmony, you are not ignoring the problem. You are invoking the higher law that restores. Instead of saying, we never understand each other, you say, divine love now harmonizes this relationship. Instead of repeating, this will never work out, you affirm, every relationship in my life is guided by divine love and perfect understanding. These words may seem simple, but they are not simple. They are power. Here lies the challenge. In the heat of conflict, we often speak the opposite of harmony. We curse instead of bless. We repeat words that deepen the wound, and then we wonder why the gap grows wider. But remember, every word is creative. You cannot sow bitterness with your speech and reap harmony in your life. Yet here is the twist. Even the most strained relationship can shift when you choose to bless it. Harmony is not dependent on the other person's behavior. It begins with your words, your faith, your alignment with divine love. Shinn taught that love is the strongest force in the universe. When you declare love, you call forth healing. When you affirm peace, you silence conflict. The outer must eventually reflect the inner. Imagine the impact this could have in daily life. Arguments that once lingered for weeks could dissolve in hours. Cold silence could thaw into understanding. Friendships thought lost could be restored. families could find peace again. Try this right now. Repeat with me. I am surrounded by divine love. Harmony governs all my relationships. Peace is my portion. I am surrounded by divine love. Harmony governs all my relationships. Peace is my portion. Do you feel the shift? That is not imagination. It is law in motion. So I ask you, will you continue to let careless words fracture your relationships? Or will you begin today to bless, to affirm, to speak harmony? Life is not asking you to fight harder. It is asking you to align with the law of play the game of life consciously, and you will discover that harmony is not fragile. It is inevitable when you choose it. Friends, let us end with fire in the spirit. Florence Scovel Shinn did not hand us philosophy for dusty shelves. She handed us keys to unlock the cage of ordinary living. She revealed that life is not chaos, not cruelty, not random chance. It is divine order, waiting for your recognition. Look at your life right now. Every struggle, every delay, every disappointment, they are not punishments. They are signals calling you to wake up, to step into alignment with divine law. Your words create, your faith opens doors, your release makes space, your harmony heals, and when you play consciously, the entire universe bends to bless you. Do not leave this message as inspiration only. Let it be ignition. When you rise tomorrow, let your first words be life, not complaint. Let your first thought be faith, not fear. Treat the day not as routine, but as a sacred appointment with possibility. Pause. Feel this truth. You are not powerless. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are the player of the game of life, and victory has already been written into its law. So here is my challenge, my call, my plea to you. Stop drifting. Start declaring. Stop fearing. Start playing. Not next week. Not tomorrow. Today. Now. Because the world does not need another dreamer asleep. It needs a conscious player awake. Stand up inside yourself today and say aloud, I play the game of life consciously. I expect miracles. I will not live another day unconsciously. This is not advice. This is a command, a wake-up call. The next move is yours, and the game is waiting.